Now, from the 10 News Communication Center, this is 10 News at 11.
They say they've been living with the pain of physical and sexual abuse since they were children.
Last night, we told you their stories, and tonight, I-Team reporter Kerstin Lindquist talks to those accused of the abuse.
Jorge Camberos is having a hard time admitting what happened to him 30 years ago.
This man abused me, raped me, and...
As a child, he was raped. It happened here, Miracle Ranch, a Christian orphanage 90 minutes south of San Diego. The I-Team went undercover to see the place for ourselves after 35 former orphans like Jorge came forward, alleging physical abuse.
When she saw that I was hurt, she said, Antonio, stop, you're going to kill her.
Sexual abuse.
He makes me oral sex.
This was under the care of Tony and Edna Hernandez, a couple who even today run the orphanage.
After all the things they've done and they're probably still doing, they can't stay there no more. They need to be in jail where they belong.
We conducted interviews with former orphans and ranch staffers and the main U.S. charity that supports the ranch, asking, did Tony and Edna abuse the kids?
We just can't get to the bottom of this thing based on what we've been shown so far.
The orphans say Tony and Edna were responsible, but they weren't alone.
There was an American guy. His name is John Swink. He used to go into the dorms, and he was like abusing us.
Who better to know if Tony and Edna were involved in the abuse than a man who as an adult did abuse the children, the man who Jorge Camberos says raped him. John Swink is now in his 70s. He's a registered sex offender convicted in the U.S. of committing lewd and lascivious acts on a minor under 14. He was never tried in Mexico. He was on the board of directors who ran the ranch at one time, and former Miracle Ranch orphans tell us he was given access to young boys like Jorge by Tony and Edna.
Tony used to bring him to John Swink's trailer at the campsite, and this kid would be molested.
I'm Kerstin. I'm a reporter with Channel 10 in San Diego. We found Swink in Lake Elsinore. We'd like to ask you a few questions if possible. You don't know about Miracle Ranch? You were never there? After some coaxing, he breaks down and begins to open up.
Some days I feel like jumping off a bridge, but that doesn't solve anything. The only thing I can do is now I live totally different from what I did.
Now he has cancer and no family, just memories of what he has done. We know that there's a lot of allegations of sexual abuse on your part.
There's a lot on everybody's part.
Including allegations against Antonio Hernandez, the man who runs the orphanage today. Do you think that he should still be running an orphanage down there?
Well, if what was going on then is still going on, no.
John Swink says he cannot be sure Antonio was actually physically or sexually abusing the children, but he believes Antonio knew that there was abuse taking place. What about the sexual abuse? What did you hear?
You don't necessarily hear anything, but you see, you'd have to have been blind not to know that was happening.
While at Miracle Ranch, we saw no signs of abuse. And while Swink hasn't stepped foot in the camp for years, he has his suspicions.
I'm sure it's better as far as the kids are concerned in many ways, but I'm also sure it's still going on more than anyone realizes.
With photojournalist Michael Gonzalez, I'm Kerstin Lindquist for the 10 News I-Team.
If you missed part one of this investigation, you can find it on our website. You can also read more about Miracle Ranch and give us your opinion on the investigations blog. Go to 10news.com, click on Investigations.